This camp in particular started a few years back. We were working with the elders many years ago, and the elders were talking about how do we teach our kids our ways that we have and the things that we know through language, ceremony.
I think culture camp is so important for the youth because it brings them back to life. I feel like there's so much connection out here because of like everything they come from.
Because we know our urban kids are going through a lot of stuff, a lot of things that they have to deal with nowadays that we didn't have to deal with. Our struggles were a little bit different, but the foundation of our culture helped us get through those things. So that's what we're trying to teach them here, is that piece.
I'm going to be doing a sweat lodge for the youth this week. But overall, they're just simply like a cleansing, like cleansing your mind, your body, your spirit.
Give them some tools in times of struggles, build connection with each other, build relationships, build resilience.
Honestly, like, the best thing about here is like being out in nature, getting off the phones, improve our mental health, make new friends maybe too, meet new faces instead of just being at like home or just doing the same thing back where like if you're on like the res or like you're from Calgary.
It's a good way to connect with people of your culture and make friends. Just socializing.
Well, I like how it's kind of peaceful, not as loud, and it just doesn't give me a headache from being inside.
There's been so much laughter here. If I have to say just anything, is the laughter and just the connection has been very beautiful.
Stop! Don't do that!
In Western ways, they're taught that nature's below us, but in our ways, we're taught that we're a part of nature and we need to take care of nature because it takes care of us, right? So they come out here and I seen a kid just enjoying himself, all he was doing was peeling a stick. But he was so happy just to peel a stick. And then he brought it up to me, he's like, smell this stick, he's going around. There was some spruce sap on the stick, right? But for him, it was so amazing, like, it's the best smell ever, you gotta smell my stick. And he's going around smelling his stick, and then everybody's laughing, these little wee things, These things are so important, and these memories will stick with them.
When I think about it, we need to bring our children back into this kind of a camp, learning from the land, and become relatives. Because soon as you become relatives, you find support, then you leave that god of alcohol or drugs.
If Trellis wasn't around, where would these youth go? So I just really have to thank Trellis for what they're doing. And even hearing them when we had our session this morning, how some of them really contributed. They were really grounded. You knew they were speaking from the heart. They had feelings. And even in spite of what they've gone through as a young child, they persevered.
And this young lady approached me. We went to ceremony actually together. And she told me that culture camp she came to changed her life. After coming to ceremony, taking part in culture camp, she quit using drugs, quit drinking, and going to ceremonies and finding beauty in life and finding beauty in herself. You can't put a price on what they're receiving here. Life, you can't put a price on life. You can't put a price on healing. There's no price, it's priceless, and that's the thing. They're receiving something here that they couldn't receive otherwise, and that's the beautiful part of this. So I hope that we get to continue doing this year after year, that we can help these youth to see that they have a purpose here and that they can do great things. And it happens at these places, it happens in places like this.